to our, well, we like to think of it as a home. At Grimwald, we can take care of your loved ones, offering the latest therapies and most sensitive care. Our residents, notice, not patients, have the freedom to roam and explore the place and themselves. Now, Grimwald is a haven. One of our beloved founders, Laszlo Grimwald, designed specifically to put one at ease.
You talk to yourself again, Doc. You should be more careful. They could put you away for that.
Now, David, you must remember we are preparing for the visit of the TV documentary team next week. Remember, you all agreed to it.
Yeah. But why ask us? I mean, we're all crazy.
Now, come here. That isn't a word we use here.
Oh, sorry. That really said the C word. My bad. But do these sessions do any good? I mean, it's one complaint after another. About the food, the nurses. All is not well with them, Doc. I mean it.
Tell me.
Okay. I'm lying on bed. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning when I hear an argument going on next door. It's the masked man guy.
You mean Mr. Valjean?
That's the one, the bandit guy. He's shouting at the top of his voice. After I get the gist, he's addressing a polar bear.
Now, Mr. Valjean has particular...
Yes, Doc. Boiling head off at 3 in the morning at a polar bear is not what I call normal, is it?
But how do we know what is normal?
Well, in this place, that's for sure.
Mr. Krants.
Hey, Shakespeare! Sorry. I mean, patient. How have you been struck today?
I cannot sleep. I had an argument with a polar bear. These things can upset one's equilibrium.
Listen, I don't think someone who killed his wife and her boyfriend with some sort of kitchen knife and was found dry with blood on his hands could use the word equilibrium with ease.
It was research. I was going to play Macbeth at the National. Now, who are we waiting for?
We're waiting for the polar bear guy and the tall screw-up guy.
Now, David, you really must try to be a little more sensitive.
I'm here! But if I'm here, I cannot be anywhere else. So if I go anywhere else, I cannot exist. If I don't exist, it doesn't matter where I go. Which means I'm here.
I think I like you more if you're shouting at polar bears.
If I just shout at polar bears, they might shout back, and I'd never understand why the universe is constantly expanding and will eventually explode. And I'd do my shopping at Marks and Spencer instead of Tesco's and Doctor. Do you have no clue you can give this man to calm his insane ramblings?
Now, Mr. Krants, you know how we feel about drugs here.
Bloody bears kept me up all night for their stupid demands for ice.
Good. We're all here. Now we can begin today's session.
Bears not come too, are they?
No bears were invited.
What was it for?
Just...
Like, how to keep this place going? With just the 4 of us, patients and a couple of bruises. I mean, overheads and spin.
We have benefactors, and our beloved founder, Laszlo Grimwald, gave us a generous trust fund.
Why us, Doc? I mean, it's alright, we're that special, are we?
Maybe. We're so special. My trousers will stay up without the aid of a belt. And I can eat all my breakfast cereal without worrying whether I have skid marks on my underpants. Oh God. What if I get run over and my boyfriend's so dirty?
Doctor, what is the chatting all about? Oh my God.
It's not that big.
Oh my God. I'll get the script. Oh my God. Right, start today. Who would like to start today?
How about you, Mr. Valjean?
I know you want to hear all about my polar bears, don't you? Well, I don't know about hearing about them, but I've certainly heard you talking to them.
Well, you constant reassurance. What do you mean?
Well, come on. If you've been dragged from your Arctic polar bear home to Mexico, you may have some questions about the order of the universe.
Why, in heaven's name, would you do that?
Because one can, my dear Festus. Because one can. I mean, the hardest bit was trapping them and luring them, trapping the fish and then luring them onto the boat. And then there's the journey to Mexico. That's a part of it too. And as for maintaining some order, all the chaos that ensured, well, that's probably the hardest bit as well.
And what were you trying to achieve?
Well, everybody wants to. Immortality. I figured that if I could get a colony of polar bears to live in the least polar bear friendly environment in the world, look, that's anything's possible.
Did the bears get mad?
Well, they certainly weren't pleased. Their metabolism isn't in any way designed to assimilate the lack of humidity of the Mexican climate. On top of that, the bear handlers, being Mexican, insisted on drinking tequila and taking siestas at crucial moments, leaving me to calm the bears all on my own.
And did you?
Calm them. Now, I just made it worse. A few escaped thanks to poorly made Mexican dogs, and 4 people that led to the bar were attacked and eaten by them. Now, this kind of thing really pisses off the Mexican authorities, so they sent down a couple of inspectors to condemn the whole project. Very narrow-minded, I say, so send the polar bears back to the Arctic and me. So this really not.
And if you're here, and the polar bears aren't, well maybe they are and we just can't see them. If we can't see them, we must be blind. Blinds use on windows to keep out the sun.
Doctor, what was our brand's friend whispering on about?
Ah, you see, if alpha equals 10 and power minus 19, then the relative equation between any given spiritual formula is tennis to the power of Carlsberg, wax, kitchen floor, museum, in spite of the tennis.
Mr. Samsa here used to be one of the greatest minds on the planet, specialist in particle physics. You know, then it all went wrong. It used to be a joy to hear him. Scientific poetry. And now he's reduced to this.
What happened?
Mr. Samsa, can you tell?
Tell. Story to tell. A great whiteboard. No, a screen. Then nothing. Let's go. Have you got your coat? Walk to the car. To the car. Flash of light. Flash. No more. X for the power. Or white. Blood. Bone. Gristle. Or white.
All gibberish, of course.
Gibberish. Is that a medical term currently in use?
We have to be realistic in some cases. Mr. Samsa here has suffered a trauma, the nature of which we know not, and until he's able to define it in his own terms, he will continue to be, well, random man.
And what about you?
Me?
Yes. What is your story?
Followed Daddy's footsteps. Now he runs a loony bin.
Why do you mention my father?
Did he use you for his psychological experiments?
Spiders in bedclothes.
Did he show you nasty pictures? In the fruit cellar?
Disorientation.
Personality disorder?
Schizophrenia.
Madness.
Disorientation.
Personality disorder?
Schizophrenia.
Madness.
Disorientation.
Personality disorder?
Schizophrenia.
Personality disorder?
Schizophrenia.
Personality disorder?
Schizophrenia.
Personality
Schizophrenia.
disorder?
Sorry, Daddy! My father was a brilliant investigator into the human psyche.
I get it, Doc. It's all been said before in the movies. Let's take a few misunderstandings, shall we? The brilliant Doc Senior was a home for the disturbed. That's Alfred Hitchcock Spellbound. When in comes his son, who has no memory of who he is, that's Gregory Peck's character. He has amnesia resulting from the trauma of impaling his younger brother. Now moving forward, Margaret Powell, Peeping Tom, used as his father's guinea pig for his father's mad experiments, he gets given a camera and becomes a filmmaker. Move forward again. Paranormal activity. The boy makes a bright movie about strange going on in his house. What's next? Pet the Howl. Experiments on a patient, House on a Hill. Not the 1960 remake put out with Vincent Price. Seen by a young man gone crazy. Peter Donovich. Targets. From a high tower from which he randomly shoots people. Escaping, he uses his father's inheritance to buy a dilapidated old house, turns to a clinic, everyone go home, back to the car, fast food drive for the girl, she behaves. Is that the plan?
No. Here we do not make plans, David. We see what happens.
Ah, very mysterious. Anyway, what about Hamlet over here? What's up for you next? Guest filling a new James Bond movie?
I never stooped to such ignominy. I'm a true artist. God, they are the worst! Nimble interpretations of obscure classics, followed by picked up in the dressing room with one glass of Chateau Lafite. You know why?
It's made from grapes.
And do you have any insight for us today, Mr. Krants?
An actor needs to immerse himself in the role completely. Al Pacino worked as a taxi driver before he went taxi. Al Pacino worked as a chef in a diner before he made Frankie and Johnny.
And Julian Krants killed people to win a season's role at National Theatre.
One must suffer for art.
Well, you certainly made people suffer for yours.
Got the role. Read the play. Therefore, we can learn the lines. The motivation is clear. Kill the king and seize the crown.